Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm pleased that we will continue our senior speaker series with 8 members of the class of 2023. Today, as you know, is Rosh Hashanah, which marks the Jewish New Year festival and begins the 10 days of penitence culminating in Yom Kippur. There is an event honoring Rosh Hashanah this evening at 6 o'clock in Cohen Lounge, and all are invited. We will have beautiful autumn weather this week with sunny days and cool mornings. As you know, we will welcome many grandparents to campus on Thursday, and this is an exciting day for families as grandparents get to see firsthand all the special attributes of Suffield Academy and why it is such a wonderful environment for students to learn and grow. As we proceed with the fall term, I know you're very busy, but please keep working hard, stay positive, and ask for help if you need it. We will begin today's chapel with Alex and Olivia, and after Harry concludes the event, you will be excused to go to G period classes. Welcome.
It was Monday, September 12th, 2022, at 9:23 a.m. It was official, our world was coming to an end.
I was in Senora Lopez's Spanish 4 class recording Flipgrids when Austin Moore spoke the most dreaded words a senior could fathom.
Alex, you're first!
My mind went blank and everyone looked in my direction. I had no idea what he meant, but I knew it couldn't be good.
I was in psychology class when I looked down at my Apple Watch and my heart dropped. The email came out. Then a text shortly followed from Juana, which read, "OMG guys, we are first." That's when I knew my biggest nightmare had become my reality.
The group chat that was once used to plan our group outings and where to meet on the first day of school had become the 5 stages of grief. Number 1, denial. Liv, typing faster than the speed of light, replied, "You're joking."
For the next few hours, each time a member of our advisory group saw one another, we would say something along the lines of, "This can't be real," or "This is just our luck." Other than just the advisory commenting on this, the news seemed to be a topic of conversation throughout the entire campus. Alex holds the record of the amount of people who came up to her after that email was sent, as her name attracted everyone's eyes being the first on the list out of 118 seniors and PGs. This stage of denial lasted much longer than any of us would like to admit. The second stage, anger. Biff said, "This is Feva," followed by not 3, but 4 dots, as if there was something our advisor could do to change this scary reality.
Although this stage may have been the shortest one, it was definitely a part of the process. The third stage, bargaining. Kira asks, "So there is no way we can switch?" She asked us more than once, but here we are, all giving this speech.
The fourth stage, depression. Hope says, "I can't do that." And in the midst of such distress, she accidentally types, "I'm cry." We all wanted to click that glowing red button that said leave this conversation.
The final stage, acceptance. If you haven't yet figured out, the reason our world was coming to an end and our group chat went through the 5 stages of grief was all because of this very moment, our chapel speech.
Hi Suffield, my name is Olivia Dufresne Atkins, and I'm a 4-year senior from Suffield, Connecticut.
And my name is Alex Zaplensky, and I'm also a 4-year senior from Westfield, Mass.
There are so many people who have made such a huge impact on our time here at Suffield, and we urge you to surround yourself with people who make you feel the same. To name a few, Juana, thank you for your constant optimism throughout this process, and for reminding us that the FEVA advisory is capable of anything and everything.
Biff, thank you for keeping our advisory grounded throughout these past years and constantly giving us inspiration.
Ms. Kira McCreesh, so many things to say about you. First of all, thank you for keeping us all in check constantly. Your bright personality never fails to make any of us smile when needed.
Hope, the girl who has endless advice and always a positive mindset. Thank you for just simply being you. I know I can always count on you to make me laugh when I need it the most.
And to Megan, the girl we are all jealous of right now as she watches us give our speeches in the comfort of the back row. I know it was probably tough to be the only freshman in a group of 6 juniors last year, but we're glad to have you as a part of the FEVA fam. Good luck at yours, even though it's in 2 years and we won't be here. We'll be sure to tune in somehow.
And finally, Mrs. Feva, the leader of all this chaos. Thank you so much for the past years at Suffield and for constantly being a shoulder for all of us to lean on. The FEVA fan will always live on, and now that this day is here, you won't have to listen to us complain about these speeches.
To all 116 of you seniors who still have to conquer the speech, good luck. It really wasn't that bad after all.
And to the rest of you who eventually have to stand here and speak as we just did, take in what you have left of your time at Suffield. And don't dread your chapel speech. Good luck to the rest of our FAVA advisory who are sitting right beside us. We are finally out of the 5 stages of grief. Now it's your turn to accept it.
Thank you. Hi, Suffield. Recently, I was watching High School Musical 3, and for those of you who don't know, the third film focuses on the East High Wildcats' senior year. As the curtain closed on these characters from my childhood, I was struck with the crushing weight of the death of my adolescence. All these questions started to race through my mind. Who am I? Who do I want to be? How did I get into the place I'm in now? How do I continue to grow as I look towards the curtain closing at my time at Suffield? Where's my Troy Bolton? Shouldn't there be more flash mob performances during sit-down lunch? Regardless of these questions, I'm certain that if you've ever had a conversation with me, you've probably heard about my family. With both of my parents being one of 7 kids, you can imagine how much of my identity is a product of them. When I think of who I am, of course, I think of the people I love and the qualities they have. During my time at Suffield, I know I've grown into a more confident and authentic version of myself. I've been lucky enough to have a family that has always stood in my corner, 23 people in my corner, in fact. So much of my identity has been molded by my family at home and the family I found at Suffield. My father was larger than life. He spent every day practicing simple acts of kindness, whether it was teaching one of his students, coaching the kids on his ski team, or simply just playing American Girl dolls with me. I remember him as a guy who used to dress up in a gorilla suit on a sweltering August day to make me and my friends smile, the guy who climbed up on the roof every year to make sure our house won the great Christmas light fight, the guy who lit up my life and my family's life with laughter. The summer I turned 10, my dad unexpectedly passed away, and that light went out. I spent the following years looking for ways to reignite that flame my father so easily kept lit. I think of my dad's kindness, laughter, and light often. I see it in myself when I'm doing ridiculous things like running all around campus to scavenger hunt compost and eat, or even in such simple things like holding the door open as we all rush into memorial for class. All my life, I've heard people say that my sister Catherine looks like my mom, has the personality of my dad, and that I'm the opposite. I look like my dad and have the personality of my mom. Though not meant to be a compliment, this comment seems to be one of the greatest ones I've ever received. A hero is someone who shows great courage, and this word cannot better fit my mother. She has shown me time and time again that when life knocks you down, you get up and stand up a little bit taller. It is because of her unconditional love and support that I embody and am both the person I was when I was just 6 years old, just a girl with a bob and a bow, to the person you see here today. Speaking of my sister Catherine, I think it's important that the whole world knows how special and funny of a person she is. Catherine, I've always said that we're opposites, maybe just because of your athleticism and my lack thereof, but deep down I know we are more alike than either of us would like to admit. I can't wait to see all the things you do, and you are forever my built-in best friend. My grandmother is also quite the special person. She has the ability to make a friend feel like family and a stranger feel like a friend. My grandmother has taught me what it means to be a kind person. The person that will always extend their hand and face every situation with a smile. Both my grandmother and my grandfather have stepped up to be my second parental figures. They have proven to every member in our family that love can help solve all problems, and that as long as we take care of each other, everything will turn out all right. You never doubt for a second that my grandmother believes in you. It's not a rare sight to see her at any and all sporting events of her grandchildren with a plate of brownies in hand for everyone on the team. Though I will never be my grandmother, I try and hope at succeeding at extending kindness and generosity to everyone. Her selflessness is one of the reasons I started to get so involved in student council. I want to give back to my Suffield community. Coming into Suffield from a big family, I find it reassuring to see the qualities I love and value most mirrored into this community. My Suffield family's taught me a lot. My friends have reminded me to smile even in the times when I didn't really think I was capable. Ms. Rawlings taught me that patience and understanding can be a person's biggest sword, that in life, sometimes we just have to keep swimming, and has always reminded me that when in doubt, refer to Taylor Swift. My advisor, Ms. Fava, defines what it means to have someone's back in every situation. She's learned to know how I function and has embraced it with a welcoming smile. And Ms. Henley, with the help of her dog Lucy, have reminded me that sometimes we all just need to take a second to breathe. Ms. Nye has continued to remind me that looking towards the positive is the only way to productively move forward in life. And Ms. Sassoni has shown me that you can give the greatest amount of comfort to someone just from listening. And most importantly, Ms. Lloyd has proven to me that you can escape Agawam, Massachusetts, even if it is just the next town over. Though I never
Though I know my family of 23 and Suffield family will always be in my corner, I know that whoever I become, wherever I go, I can continue to emulate the qualities of my loved ones and find family for the rest of my life. So, you may be finally wondering, who am I? Well, hi Suffield. I'm Hope Clark. I'm a 4-year day student from Agawam, Mass. I'm a girl just trying to be kind, generous, patient, and full of laughter. A girl still waiting for that flash mob during sit-down lunch. And a girl trying to set the example and be the person her family's always been for her. One day, I hope to be even more. Thank you, Suffield.
I feel uncertain often. This morning, I felt uncertain deciding if the outfit I had chosen for today and this monumental occasion was fit. Uncertainty is a feeling that creeps up out of every corner, and I would safely assume you have seen it peek its annoying little head out at least once today. My name is Juana Diaz. I am a 4-year senior from Medellin, Colombia. I feel uncertain on whether that is how I should communicate to you where I'm from. I was born and raised in Colombia and consider it my home because it is where my family is and where my dogs and room are, but I barely even live there anymore. Maybe I'll start by telling you about how my mom lives in Mexico City now. And I will even consider telling you that my dad lives in Madrid and Medellin with my 5-year-old brother. My older brother lives in Boston and Medellin, and my cousin lives in Miami, where we all go often. But maybe that's too much to share. I'm not quite certain. I have gotten used to uncertainty. I have accepted it just like I have sort of accepted that I freeze or ramble whenever I have to tell someone where I live, and just like I have accepted that I don't truly live anywhere. But there is such beauty in uncertainty. I'm convincing myself of this conclusion. There is fantasy in knowing nothing is set in stone for you. Tomorrow is uncertain, unpaved. It is a mystery to uncover. Nothing in life is certain, and like Voltaire says, feeling as though it is absurd. Doubt and uncertainty are not the same thing. Doubt is drowning, but uncertainty is mysterious. Doubt is not a pleasant state of mind, but uncertainty is a reminder that life is volatile and you can be in control of what could possibly come next. I have come a long way since I began my journey to embrace uncertainty. Before, I was completely uncertain on who I was. I was so scared, drowned by a feeling of doubt that seeped into my skin and infused me with a parasite. I did not know who the little girl I used to be was. I spent a lot of time with myself during this period of inner blindness. And the more I hung out with myself and avoided the people who encouraged me to break the circuits that give my soul its light, the more I started to see who I am and who I can be. I feel uncertain every day. And that's okay because even with its annoyance, it still manages to remind me that the things I don't know should not scare me. They should excite and inspire me. I remind myself of the times when I was so terrified to know who I was and decided to be nobody, and then look inside myself now and see that the person I have always been is perfect, and the person I will be can be better. My future is unpaved, and I can pave it. Embracing uncertainty and letting it inject me with a drive to continue learning and evolving inspires me to become a better and more authentic person. This is a journey I will continue on, and I encourage you all to do the same. When uncertainty peeks its head out at you later today, don't shy away from it. Don't let it scare you. Instead, wait and listen to what it has to say. It will tell you that nothing is set in stone, and because of that, you have the freedom to become the best version of yourself. Embrace what you don't know, and let it inspire you to create the answers. Thank you.
Hi, Suffield. My name is Kira McLeish, and I'm a 4-year senior from Southport, Connecticut. I first wanted to thank you all for voting for our charity Help Hope Live. Natsuri and I are so incredibly excited to introduce you all to Adrian and raise awareness and money for SMA research. Today, I'm going to give you a little insight on each one of my dogs. We got Rockstar when I was only 1. Yes, Rock is 16 years old. He's a brown and white Shih Tzu that has pretty much always been a perfect dog. Because of his age, Rock has been present my whole life, or at least through what I can remember. If I had to describe his personality, I would simply say that he likes to move as minimally as possible, but considering he's about 100 years old in dog years, I can't really say I blame him. Thor is a 7-year-old Havanese. Those who have been to my house know Thor. He makes his presence known. The intention behind getting Thor was that Rock was getting old. Now let's remember, he is still here 7 years later. Nevertheless, Thor was a Havanese, which we hoped would avoid the price of any of the common eye infections that the Shih Tzus normally get. Well, we were wrong. Thor is what we like to call the expensive dog. When he arrived, we were startled to hear a growl. Thor growls. That is simply something he does when physical contact is initiated. He's also extremely smart. As a puppy, he would take the remote, open it, remove the batteries, and then proceed to chew on them. When he was done with them, he would find scissors to run around with, and then grab the toilet paper and run around the house, leaving a trail of white behind him. He was a blast. My parents did not agree. My siblings and I were told that Thor was going to live at my neighbor's house because he was quote-unquote dangerous. This did not fly. Instead, we sent him to an obedience camp where they called us one week in and said, "Hi, sorry, but we need more time." When he returned, his lessons quickly wore off, but over time he became much more manageable and grew a strong bond to Rock. He continued to rack up the bill with his 3 leg surgeries. His allergy to chicken is just another perk that Thor brings to our family. So much for Havaneses saving us money. Spike was next. He came around in 2017. After the whole Thor growling and obedience problems, we decided to return to Shih Tzus. Spike is now 5 years old and is a fan favorite of many. He is what we like to call a ninja. He is extremely well behaved to the point where he has to wait for us to clap to know he can come inside. However, Spike does have his quirks. He is extremely territorial. Touch his food and you will be sorry. Now, the weird thing is that ironically, after making such a big fuss about his food, he does not eat it. He stands there for an hour simply to taunt the other dogs, and he loves it. There's not much else to say about Spike, except the fact that he is the reason for why we got the rest of our dogs. Hulk arrived in April of 2018. He is another Shih Tzu and currently 4 years old. After our success with Spike, we decided to use the same breeder, therefore making Hulk related to Spike. Hulk is the big teddy bear. He's just happy to be there and play, always. He is, however, deathly afraid of thunderstorms and needs a thundershirt, drugs, and to be near someone at all times during such events. Besides that, he is pretty much a perfect, comforting, and cute dog. Hulk was the first dog to be named the final one. This did not stick. Yes, there's another. Sully is, yes, another relative of both Spike and Hulk. Sully is what we like to call our quarantine puppy. During COVID, we were supposed to go skiing to Jackson Hole, but because of COVID, we canceled our trip and instead got a 5th dog. Sully is 2 years old and has an extreme condition of FOMO. He cannot stand to be alone nor away from his pack. Sully was once again called the final one. Next is Jaws. We got Jaws on my last day of my sophomore year. We literally picked him up from the trunk of a car at Suffield's Village Market. Jaws' finale Macreesh is one. Yes, my mom made his middle name Finale to force herself to resist the temptation of a 7th dog. Jaws is once again related to Spike, Hulk, and Sully. He seems to think he's the oldest and has no fear of attacking the other dogs. He may be the smallest, but he thinks of himself as not only the biggest, but the size of a lab. Remind you, he's about 14 pounds. And finally, that is it. Yes, I have 6 dogs, 5 Shih Tzus and 1 Havanese. Throughout my life, I've had 7 dogs. Suffield has given me amazing experiences, and as hard as it is to leave my dogs every year, I always go home knowing that we will be getting another one soon. While I've been at Suffield, we have gotten 2 more dogs, so I like to think that me leaving for boarding school helped in such additions. Later today, I will be sending an email to all school messages that links a quiz my family has that tells you which Macreesh dog you are. I encourage you to take it and send me your results, as every time someone takes the quiz, my family donates $1 to childhood cancer research. Finally, I hope that today everyone leaves chapel with the intention of texting their parents asking for a dog, because the honest truth is, dogs are better than cats. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm equality for this value, calculating a number for myself to compare with that of other people. But I realize now the extent of that impossible task. It wasn't until junior year that I began feeling the least bit comfortable in my skin. Growing up in Vietnam, my school experience was limited by many rules and uniforms. Consistently a white button-up and a beige, knee-long skirt, no makeup, no accessories. I spent a lot of my childhood not being able to express myself until I had attended Suffield. Although a dress code still remained, it was more freedom than I could have ever hoped for. Admittedly, my first year or so, this freedom of expression did not go as I initially envisioned, even though my current roommate and I thought we absolutely killed it. I still felt as though I had to fit within a mold of what was deemed acceptable, to look and act like people around me. But with time came progress, and I began exploring what it was I actually liked to wear, and slowly stepped out of my comfort zone while doing so. This, of course, did not come without a price, and my many dress code merits can show for it. Nonetheless, I can safely say it was completely worth it, as my expression grew and so did my confidence. Though I still couldn't measure for a number, I could, for the first time, feel it. I began wearing things I felt good in, outfits that gave me control, even during moments in my life when I felt like I had none. I won't lie and say that it doesn't scare the life out of me to leave my room in each morning, but my clothes give me power and the drive to get through the day, and the biggest step is always just stepping out the door. Other days, however, I can't be bothered to put together an outfit and would end up going into class in whatever I rolled out of bed in. Either way, self-expression is the one thing I have near total control over, no matter what they may look like from day to day. I used to be afraid of judgment or feeling stupid, but as Maddie Perez puts it, everyone feels stupid. 90% of life is confidence, and the thing about confidence is no one knows if it's real or not. It took me a long time and a lot of courage to understand that not everyone's going to like me, and I would tire myself out mentally and physically trying to please them. Because what others think about me is none of my business, and I'm better off directing that time and effort to work on myself. Throughout it all, I'm forever grateful I had the support system I do now. My friends and family have helped me pass the most difficult times of my life, and have continued to accept me for all that I am. I will always cherish the unconditional love and experiences you have all given me. I also wanted to thank Mrs. Fava for always being there for me and going out of your way to show up for me even when you had other things going on. You're always working to support and encourage me even when I don't realize it, and it means more to me than you'll ever know. I have no idea how I'll manage college without you, but I know you'll always be cheering me on. I've come a long way since freshman me moved into her first dorm room, wondering if people were going to like her. But the greater outcome I got from this experience was learning to like myself first. Although many days I still struggle with my mind and body, I'm proud of how far I've come, and I hope you can all say the same once you leave from here. Thank you.
Hello, Suffield. My name is Joe Musu, and I'm a 4-year senior from Long Meadow, Massachusetts. During my time here, I've experienced the thrills of receiving bagel cards, to the dread of forgetting to do a homework assignment and having 30 seconds to wing it before it is checked, and everything in between. But Suffield has definitely left me with some unique experiences, many of which I will not get to. To begin things up, I want to talk about sit-down lunch. My first time was also my last time, and then I switched to dish crew. To be honest, I don't remember if it was really that bad that I never wanted to do it again, or if the folks at dish crew won me over. But I do remember the dish crew dynamic of good cop, bad cop my freshman year, with my older brother James and Mason Kumiega serving as inspectors. They kept things running smooth even in the panic that came about in a particularly nasty day, with my brother always more lenient than the meticulous Mason. But I would like to think this dynamic still carries over today with me being the relaxed good cop, and Ryan and Joey not afraid to put some freshmen in their place as bad cops. Moving on to sports, I probably have to mention water polo. This is the only sport I have done at Suffield for all 4 years, and is somehow my favorite and least favorite sport at the same time. The feeling of refreshment you get from leaving the pool and taking a warm shower right after is unparalleled, and it is a great workout that leaves you feeling cleansed. However, it comes with its drawbacks. The pain that you get from a calf cramp in the pool that comes out of nowhere is easily the worst surprise that one could ask for. Another unfortunate surprise comes with walking to the pool deck practically naked in your Speedo and greeting whatever sports team is grabbing your uniforms from the counter. But traveling and competing for water polo is also a fun experience, and seeing the different sizes of pools that other schools have, from the super skinny pool of Wilbraham to the shockingly shallow pool of Eaglebrook. Another sport I'd like to mention is ski team. This is actually my favorite sport. I learned how to ski sophomore year when my friends wanted to go skiing, but I had no clue how to, but I still wanted to join them. And so I got lessons. A few group lessons and a ski trip with my friends to the mountain later, I decided I really liked skiing and I was going to do it as my winter sport for the following year. And so I did it, but oh boy, I did not know what I was getting myself into. Before we hit the slopes was a month of drylands practice in December. I remember going to Memorial where we did all kinds of strange cardio circuits going up and down the stairs and carrying Sawyer on my back up 4 flights of stairs. I was not a fan. As a newbie to ski team, I made some mistakes, one of which was my ski rental. As a casual skier, I did not know that there was a world of difference between my vintage skis with wood peeling off and edges that were long gone and the competitive racing skis that could cut through the mountain with ease. And another mistake I definitely made was buying overpriced pizza at the ski lodge that gave me a strep rubs. Interestingly enough, one senior had to pay a great price for a chicken sandwich on his last day. But skiing itself was a lot of fun, even though it was intimidating for me at first. My advisor, Mr. Gobbles, as the one responsible for the snowboard bus and the skier himself, was always ready to give me a pep talk if I needed it. Speaking of which, Mr. Gobbles had one request of me, which was that I make it so that my speech does not take forever, so I will have to cut it here. I would like to give honorable mentions to other Suffield experiences such as performing at Telefont and other jazz events, getting kicked out as a class in freshman English class, learning about the brilliant mind of Aristotle, using WeChat stickers, wearing pajamas on Saturdays, and other things I cannot seem to remember right now. And for those of you who think my chapel speech was lazy and rushed, 1, you're right, and 2, just know I spared you from listening to me play jazz for 5 minutes on my trumpets. And another thing I'd like to do is give a shout out to Maxina and Max Bozzoni, because I didn't put them in my chapel speech and they wanted a shout out. I hope when the time comes they'll do the same for me.
Hey Suffield, for people who don't know me, I'm Harry Yi, a 4-year senior from Guangzhou, China. Today I want to talk about something that might be contradicted to most of the speeches here. I remember in my freshman year, one of the seniors have told me, Suffield is a place full of opportunities and you should try as many things as possible. Well, he's not wrong. You can try a lot of things here, even things that you may never heard of before. I remember in my freshman year, I signed up for 10 clubs that I thought I would like. And throughout my first year, as a good student and a good member of the community, I didn't go to any of their meetings. I'm sorry, Ms. Salehi, I saw all your emails about yearbook club meetings. I was just too lazy to go. So maybe I'm a terrible example in this. But I guess what I'm saying here is, you can try many things as you want, but you need to find the thing that you actually like. The thing you like could be anything. It could be a sport, an instrument, a club, or even staying in your dorm playing 2K every day. Though I strongly recommend not doing that because there are more interesting things in your life than playing 2K. But one important part of the thing is that you have to truly love it. You need to have passion about it. After a long day of school or an exhausting week because of a teacher or a class, if the thing can make you happy for 2 hours after school, go ahead, do it, enjoy your life. By the way, I know what exactly some of you are thinking right now. When I say things that make you happy for 2 hours after school, no, I'm not talking about those things. Here's another important part of my message. You don't really have to be good at this thing. Take me as an example. I love playing soccer, but if you know me, let's just say I'm not so good at playing soccer. I have been in Tiger B, aka 4 soccer, for 4 years. In fact, if we have a Hall of Fame for 4 soccer, my name is definitely there. But you know what? Who cares? I love it. Playing soccer for 2 hours after school made me happy. For those 2 hours, I forgot all of my schoolwork, incoming essays, and tests. So my advice here for you is simple. You can try many things, but you need to find out something that you actually like. If you find that, I promise, 4 years at Suffield will be very happy and very fast for you. So in the end of my speech, I just want to say a few more things. Thanks to all my friends and classmates, thanks to my parents for providing me this opportunity to attend Suffield. I really enjoy being here. Thanks to all my teachers, especially to my advisor, Mr. Sullivan, for taking care of me for 4 years. And I'm sorry to everyone that have hurt it or offended. My years in Suffield Academy have been awesome, and I wish the best for all of you. Thank you.
Great day.